fuming.
You still want that penalty, don't you?
J-Mo is Stretford, Paddock. This is a live review. West Ham United 1, Manchester United 2. Jesse Lingard with the winner, and David De Gea with the saviour. David the saviour, shall we say?
Nice.
Last minute, Mark Noble comes on. David De Gea saves the penalty. Martin Atkinson. Don't want to get myself in trouble. I'm just going to say, wouldn't surprise me if someone was checking his bank account. Anyway, I've got with me David Pritt and also Joe Smith. Get involved in the comments. Get involved in the chat. Hit that like button as well. Let us know what you think about what was a pretty... I don't know, it's a bit of a roller coaster, isn't it? I know it's cliche time, but that was, especially those last 5 minutes, Joe. Just talk us through the last 5 minutes in particular, because, you know, the first hour or so, a bit of back and forth. West Ham get the goal, we equalise, and then not even the last 5 minutes, the last 20 minutes, just talk us through the penalty situations.
So it felt, I mean, United, I thought in the first half, we'll go back a bit further.
Yeah, sorry, mate,
half,
go on.
I thought United were really good. And, you know, we ended at 1-1, but United made chances. We dominated the ball, dominated possession. They basically had one half chance at the near post and a 20-yard strike that got deflected in, and that was about it, West Ham.
Yeah.
And somehow we went in at 1-1 at half-time. Second half, I thought was more even, funnily enough, although United still had just tons of corners. We had a lot of the ball. We did look good. Ronaldo comes out of the block second half, basically is one-on-one with the goalkeeper, hits the goalie's foot, should be 2-1 up. And then the game just sort of, 10, 15 minutes there, it kind of West Ham would have it for a minute, we'd have it for a minute, back and forth. And then the last 5 minutes, we bring Matic on, we bring Jesse Lingard on a little bit before that as well. And Matic plays the ball through to Lingard, which we'll come back to that, the subs and stuff in a minute. And then obviously the brilliant goal from Lingard. And then the thing that annoys me is, Ronaldo should have already had one penalty. Was it Ogbonna that tackled him? Yeah. Knee-on-knee contact. He literally just trips him over. This is at 1-1. Doesn't give it. Right. So that's all. You're already annoyed at that. Then we score. Jesse Lingard scores this brilliant goal. Ronaldo-esque goal, funnily enough. You know, cutting onto his right foot and putting it across the goalkeeper top corner. A fantastic goal. And then what happened is, it was almost like the game just went into that mode where you're just like, well, United have won, so we're just going to allow the 5 minutes to elapse and then I'll blow the whistle and it'll be game over. So the fact that Ronaldo gets completely cleaned out by Kurt Zouma, knocks the ball past him and he comes flying across him, legs split open everywhere, both legs round Ronaldo's legs, and he doesn't give a penalty. It almost felt like one of those moments where it's just like, I don't need to give a penalty now because you've already won and let's just wait to the end of the game. But it was a clear and obvious penalty. Yeah. Clearly a penalty.
Yeah.
And then obviously 5 minutes or 2 minutes later, it's compounded by the fact that West Ham then get a penalty, which in today's game probably is a penalty. Luke Shaw's got his arm up. You knew he was going to give it. Yeah. But just the sort of back and forth of this just lazy, blasé refereeing to not give Ronaldo a penalty because, well, that's how it felt to me. Well, you've already won and, the ball had gone out, so maybe it shouldn't be a penalty. It was a penalty. And then obviously the fucking every single storyline's coming into play. Lingard scores against West Ham, and then you've got Mark Noble coming on with the ball under his arm, high-fiving everyone as he comes on.
Mate, we're seeing when he came on. That was what got to me. He's giving out high fives and like, mate, what you're not scored yet.
No.
Get it done before you start celebrating.
Yeah. And then De Gea with his notoriously terrible penalty saving record, I think it's like 1 in 36 or something he'd saved, including penalty shootouts, then saves the penalty. Just to win us the game is just a sensational end to the game, and it was a good game overall. I thought United were I thought we were better than I thought we were going to be. I thought West Ham would look brilliant, really hard, defensively good, and then counter-attacking. United stifled West Ham really well, only for it to seem like it wasn't going to matter. But as you know, fucking we turned it around and we won it. But yeah, amazing. I still can't really believe that those last 5 minutes. What did you think?
Yeah, I mean, Dave, I'll get to you first before I'm still catching my breath and my thoughts. With the VAR situation, I just want to ask you about that. I mean, obviously, he must get it in his ear and said, you've got that one wrong with the handball. Are you surprised at VAR? But I know we've had this thing with VAR this season where it's not going to be as strict. Last season, loads of penalties for minor infringements. This season, especially on the back of the Euros, they said they're going to let it flow more unless it's very, very clear we're not going to get involved. But are you surprised that they didn't get involved, that VAR didn't help Martin Atkinson out and say, listen, you need to take a look at that. At least take a look at it again rather than giving it.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of time they took on the Luke Shaw, but thinking back now, maybe it was because he gave a corner originally and they were in his ear, you might have to check this. Whereas the other two decisions, he straight away was like, no penalty, no penalty. But surely he's got to be Tony Nay. Maybe you want to have another look at that, because for me, maybe the second one, yeah, it was still a penalty. It was softer, but the first one definitely. I really don't understand why they wouldn't go checking that. It was honestly ridiculous. But the game in whole, I think, a lot of players played well in it. I think a lot of things going to be taken away from people like Mason Greenwood, who played amazingly because of what happened at the end. I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka was unreal at right back. I thought he was pretty poor recently, but he was on fire.
Yeah, he was really good.
But you talk about the first half as well. We had plenty of chances. I mean, the one Bruno had that he saved onto the post as well. If that had gone in, that would have been ridiculous. Start of the first half, Ronaldo should have buried it really, and then I think it would have been game over for that, because West Ham would have gone down, we'd have gone up, and that would have been it. But all in all, yeah, we probably deserved to win it, but you got to say West Ham in the second half, they did push us more than they did in the first.
Yeah,
100%. No, I like what you said about Wan-Bissaka as well. It was good to see. It's like redemption today, wasn't it? Redemption for David De Gea for not saving penalties. Redemption for Jesse Lingard for the mistake he made. Not that these people need redemption. You get where I'm coming from. And a bit of redemption for Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who was getting a bit of grief as well because of his performance and getting sent off against young boys. People blaming him for the red card.
And a final bit of redemption as well. And I think it needs to be said for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who was slammed for his substitutes the other night. What's he doing? Why is he playing five at the back? Why, and I didn't necessarily agree with everything he did. But then this narrative is allowed to be spun that he never changes things from the bench. He doesn't know how to tactically change things. If plan A doesn't work, if it's not just vibes and hope, if it's not just whatever, we can't win games. Well, today we're in a stalemate with a good team, and he brings on Matic and Lingard, who finds a pass to Lingard that Fred, who he came on for, isn't capable of making. A firm, straight ball through the lines to Jesse Lingard, and Lingard, the other sub who comes on, sticks it in the back of the net. You have to give a big round of applause to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well, because the amount of stick he gets, he doesn't know how to make subs, he doesn't have tactics. Well, look at that today. Those two subs directly won us that game today. Absolutely fantastic from him. And after the amount of stick that, like you said, De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Lingard, and Ole have got in the last few days because of what happened, young boys, it's great to see sort of all of those things kind of vanquished before they even get to start. But yeah, brilliant subs as well.
We're going to get into... No, go on.
One of the things that I would criticise as well is the amount of corners we had.
Yeah.
I think it was 11 or 12 in the end, and we didn't create anything from that. And the reason we got the corners as well was maybe a bit wayward shots from outside the box or things that didn't work and they had to clear. We've got to be more clinical either in the box or even from the corner, because, I mean, we had Maguire, McTominay, Varane, Ronaldo. These are players who should be winning the ball in the box and from across. And I don't think we won one of them, did we?
Maybe won one, but it was kind of leaning over people. And
that's got to be sorted out, because in a tense, close game like it was towards the end, we should be. If you're having 12 corners, you'd like to see at least a keeper make 3 saves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a couple of shots on target from it.
Yeah. Do hit like button, get involved as well. If you're not subscribing, subscribe as well. And make sure you're checking out our merchandise, paddockmerch.com. We have got lots of merchandise on the over on the merchandise site. So make sure you go and have a look at that. We've got Bruno Fernandes, Gams, we've got Mason Greenwood, Marcus Rashford, loads of different stuff. On the super chats, I'm just going to get into some of them. Aman Saxena says, finally United had so many games changes. First Ronaldo, then Lingard, then De Gea. Brilliant. We've got Nane West says, absolutely buzzing. Cristiano is actually a joke. Tapping Merchant strikes again. J-Lings, full-time J-Lings, full-time Dave Saves. Sue, love your channel. Big ups from South Africa. I love South Africa as well. One of the best summers I've had was in South Africa. Michael Collins says, Ollie's subs come in. And we're just being burgled here, by the way, while I'm live. People nicking cameras and all sorts going on. Michael Collins says, Ollie's subs come in and put us 2-1 up in the 89th minute. Is he still clueless and out of his depth, or do we have to start putting some respect on his name, asking for a friend?
Well, you don't get any respect for the things you do right. You just get criticism and told you're a failure and that you're shit, and you always get it wrong when it goes wrong. That's how it works. You don't get respect or praise for doing something. Well, that's what a manager should do. He should be able to change the game. And then when next time his subs don't win us the game, you can never change the game, and that's the problem with his. There's no winning. Don't worry about
that. Aman Saxena says, finally United has so many game changes. First Ronaldo, then Lingard, then De Gea.
Yes.
Brilliant. Liam Cook says, ref and VAR, biggest joke going in that game. I feel we needed that win, though. I mean, that shouldn't go under the radar. That shouldn't be forgotten about because David De Gea saved the penalty. That was a joke of at least two, if not more, decisions by Martin Atkinson were just completely wrong. It doesn't go to VAR, doesn't get checked. And I said it before the game even kicks off. I can't stand Martin Atkinson. He's just cost us so many points over the years. Fergie hated him for a reason. He's just not good enough. He's not good enough at all.
Those two Ronaldo ones. The first one, it's like if you were to literally write a book or do a seminar on penalties. It's like, here's what tends to be a penalty, like over the top for people who don't understand football.
Yeah.
What the striker's done here is he's dummied to go one way and knock the ball onto his left foot. And when he knocks the ball past, the defender, being all confused as he is due to the skill moves, has stuck his leg out and tripped it. It was literally like penalties for dummies, that first one.
Yeah.
Sticks his leg across, their knees collide. Ronaldo tries to run past him, their knees hit each other, and he takes him down. It could not be more of a penalty unless he grabbed his face and fucking headbutted him. It's as much of a penalty as you're ever going to see. And whether they checked it or not, because we're told they check everything. So presumably they saw it. It wasn't as though it was off the ball or it was something that you might, we actually didn't see that. It was so blatant what happened.
But it was the speed of getting the game back going again, which I didn't understand. It was, no, it's not a penalty. Quick, let's go.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, just hang on a minute, let's just watch it quickly. It was, I think by the time we'd seen the replays, the game was already going again.
Yeah.
They've
not checked it properly.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with Liam Cook as well. Josh Uglo, has been a member for 8 months of the academy. Nice. Thanks for your support. Says West Ham are a bit of a bogey team for us and in very good form. So this is a big win. It really shows our mental strength to get the win. You know, in many ways, right, if you were to sort of script a way to win, right, honestly, you'd say, well, David De Gea could do with saving a penalty, couldn't he? Yeah. That'd be good. Jesse Lingard had a bit of a time of it. Him getting a goal would be nice. Always been criticised for tactics. Him making a tactical change that pays off, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Yeah,
especially one that was a bit left field as well. Because if you think we need to win a game, who am I going to bring on? Matic.
Yeah.
That's not the initial thought, is it? But he holds the ball better than Fred, and his passing is leagues above Fred's. And he did both of those things brilliantly.
Well, I said it against Newcastle. I thought he was tremendous that game.
Who's that, sorry?
Matic.
Sorry, yeah.
People, I spoke to some guy who said, "Oh, he's rubbish. He shouldn't be playing for us again." I said, "Mate, he's had a good game because he's one of these more senior players, and people want a new number 6. Everyone else is getting slagged off. But if you have a decent game, surely it should be praised." And I don't think the next game he was dropped, and I don't think he should have been dropped for it.
No, I thought it was good against. But the thing is, when he's on form, Matic has still got a brilliant performance in him. He can still do that. It's just the amount of times he is on form because of his age and because of his weaknesses that used to be exploited more, when he was younger as well, get exploited even more now because of his age, his speed and his agility and that kind of thing. The play can pass him by at times.
I've just sent some pictures from London Stadium from inside the ground, players celebrating. I've sent them to you, Cam, so we'll have them up on social shortly. Ross Murphy says, if Ronaldo dived, why not yellow card? Then I don't understand it. Absolute joke. Well done, De Gea, for saving us. I'm absolutely relieved. Completely agree.
Yeah, because they were both goal kicks as well. It wasn't like we got a corner, so it was like, oh, well, he won the ball, so that's why I haven't get it. They were goal kicks. So either,
Martin Atkinson, just don't get me started on the guy. Tim Sims says, after this, how should we best prepare for the League Cup game against West Ham on Wednesday? I'd stick with the same team. John Whitehead says, Moyes did to Noble what Avron Grant did to Anelka.
And what?
I need a pack of cigarettes. Yeah, after that, Sancho. What a match, J-Ling's FTW. Do you think that is I know, obviously, it's not paid up to that. Are you a big fan or are you against bringing on a player to take a penalty?
I loved it today.
Yeah.
It was a great decision.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I don't think it's a problem. I mean, I don't know what the stats are.
I think he's a bit cocky.
I agree with
I think Van Gaal got away with it when he brought Tim Krul on.
Why didn't Declan Rice take it?
Everyone thought he was a genius after that. He was like one of the most... Listen, this guy, this manager, absolute genius, one of the best in the world. See what he did in that penalty shit. He got lucky. Listen, Tim Krul could have not saved it. It's just, with a penalty, you either save him or you don't. It's luck, really. Yeah. But you get... People overpraise it. And I think Moyes would have looked like a genius if he'd have scored, but he looks like an idiot now.
Yeah, and also, because Declan Rice is a good penalty taker
as
well.
Real? Sorry, right. Lots of people in the Super Chat, and I will get to them. Because I've heard people saying, you've missed my Super Chat, you missed my Super Chat. Like, we've had a load come through. I've not missed any of them. I will get to them. Jed Loveday also says, Sky ignored Ronaldo stuff. I find that I was going to say I find it hard to believe, but I don't. No. Because that's just typical. That's what Sky
Let's just
did.
focus on how United nearly didn't win rather than anything that could have led to us winning by 2 or 3 goals.
Yeah. What do you think this does for United as well in terms of just early starts of the season, belief, pressure on Ole, all that jazz?
I think the confidence must be sky high now. Going into training, the next training session now, they'll all be up for it, thinking, you know, I know it's West Ham next, but even the next league game.
Is that West Ham?
Yeah, this is the kind of things. The late winners and drama like that is the thing that keeps you thinking, right, we might have something here. And the reason why Fergie did everything he did, the late winners, the dramas, it keeps players thinking, we might actually do this. And you know, if you win that game 2-1 and because Ronaldo scored straight after the first half, you're like, oh, good win, but that does something different.
Yeah, it gives an extra boost, doesn't it? That the jeopardy and the drama, like you said, of a last minute, not just a last minute winner, which we did have 89th minute, but then the last minute penalty save. It gives you an extra element on top of, like you said, just a standard.
The celebrations afterwards, you know, the way they reacted to when the final whistle happened, that wouldn't have happened if we won 2-1. You know, the goal was scored a lot earlier.
Yeah.
No. Kimani Dubia says, I just looked at the second Ronaldo penalty. It wasn't. The first one was. A lot of people acted the other way around. People saying like, oh, they thought that the second one was and the first one wasn't.
Can I just also, and I know we've slagged BT Sport off in the past occasionally for sometimes they have slightly questionable camera angles and like decisions, and I know I said it during the watch along, but when they cut away from this tense 1-1 Man United match to show the team bus arriving at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, two teams which, who gives a fuck? I know West Ham have got rivalries with London teams, but honestly, covering a third of the screen with a bus. Like it literally something from WWE, like Goldberg's going to come on and spear fucking Solskjaer.
2x4
yeah.
barbed wire.
What is that? What even is that? Mankind's just got off the bus. It's like, this isn't something anyone cares about, and you're squashing United game into the corner so you can watch not even training or passing or team news or anything. Let's just see someone walk off the bus with a mask on. Could be any human being in the world with a Tottenham tracksuit on. Pissed me off, that did.
Just the Face 9 says, why do we insist on playing Sancho on the left? I know he plays predominantly on the right, but he can play on the left.
Yeah, he plays. He scores more goals from the left. He gets more assists from the right.
Yeah,
what do you want?
It's not like it's alien to him. Abinep Kanagat, who's been a member for 8 months, saying, on a side note, we really need to nail down Rice in the January window. That guy will give us the stability we lack right now.
I think he's good. Yeah. I don't think it was his best game ever today.
Is he the answer to winning it all, though?
Yeah. Put him in net for that penalty.
Bryson 1989 says, thank God for individual brilliance.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's a bit...
Yeah, it's tongue-in-cheek. He's got the upside-down smile.
So
the individual brilliance.
That's what people saying it when Ronnie, when Ollie does anything remotely good.
Yeah.
Individual brilliance.
Yeah, it was an individual brilliance. And that individual was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for bringing on
Can you
Jesse Lingard and the Man Utd.
Twitter in like the 1999 FA Cup semi-final replay?
Yeah.
Fergie got it wrong.
Yeah.
Individual brilliance.
That was it.
Fergie didn't tell Giggs to do that.
They should have won. They should have scored that penalty.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, obviously not the same situation. In terms of the shape of his body and the shape of the goalkeeper, a carbon copy to that penalty.
We'll do a split screen thing.
Just
we'll get that rocking.
at some point.
Caleb Dietschy, member of the first team 7 months. Thanks for your support, brother. Says, is Lingard back? Ronnie for Golden Boot. De Gea deserves more clean sheets for what he does. Top scoring team in the Prem. Subs link-up play was perfect.
But it don't matter. None of it matters, does it?
John Whitehead, thanks for your super chat.
You drop 1 point, and it doesn't matter that we're the top scoring team in the league for the first time. I know it's only been 5 games, but that's not been something we've been fighting for a very long time.
This is a good point from Marcus Tan. He says, Sancho helped the goal as well. He dragged the left back wide for Lingard to have a one-on-one versus Zuma. Yeah. Sometimes little things like that you don't always notice in the team.
No, and let's not forget what Donny did as well, chatting to him on the bench and really making everyone really happy and excited to go on. The morale that he brought.
On that, though, that's a point. I know you're obviously messing about, but Donny van der Beek, I mean, like, in the comments here, and no, I've not been on socials, but I know what will happen when that third sub isn't Nemanja Matic. People will be going, why isn't Donny van der Beek coming on? Donny van der Beek, it's a travesty. Where do you stand on the Donny van der Beek situation? Do you think today has been another example of how Ollie doesn't trust him, or do you think that it's just one of those games where you need certain players and he's not one of them?
He's got to prove himself to everyone. I mean, Matic come on, got an assist, won the game off that goal. Whenever you've seen Donny play or come on and you think, yeah, he's changed this game, he's helped us win this game. I've not seen it at all since he's been here. And yeah, he's obviously a good player, but it's just not working for him at the moment. I don't know if it's a confidence thing with him or something, but yeah, would we have won that game if we brought up Donny on instead of Matic?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't say no, but we have direct evidence that Matic has helped us win that game.
Matic, the thing with Matic is just his legs, in it. It's how many games he can play, how long he can play for. But he's still quality. He's not just someone who sticks a foot in. He's still quality on the ball. People forget that about Man Utd. Philip Glover says the problem isn't VAR. It's that nobody says maybe our refs aren't good enough. I think we've all said that.
Yeah, our refs certainly aren't good enough.
Abdul Ibrahim says the first penalty appeal was the less of the two. The first was similar to the foul given against Pogba on Zuma. The second was a lunge and Zuma just brought down Ronaldo. Atkinson needs to retire. I think that's the most accurate comment I've ever heard in my life about anything. Yeah, I mean, Atkinson was one of the... I know people always going about Fergie and refs. And if you actually break it down to the amount of times Fergie singled out a referee and got himself in trouble, it's not like every week. Like, I think there's Alan Wiley who he said wasn't fit enough. Which was like he got done for disrepute or whatever. And then there was Atkinson. I think he said like basically didn't want him refereeing our games anymore, and he got a big fine and a telling off because of there was a game at Stamford Bridge where Atkinson was just awful. And it was a similar thing today. I remember the one at Stamford Bridge I was talking about. I know it's 2010, but I don't forgive these things. Where he got decision after decision wrong. And today he got decision after decision.
And it's one of them where like
big decisions as
well.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It wasn't like, do you know some games the refs just, you can tell they just lost their head. Yeah. And they're like, that one's gone now. But anyway, it should have been a free kick, but like, and they'll make like 7 or 8 decisions wrong in a game. This one, it was just every time there's a big decision, he just fucked it up. Like, I think the Luke Shaw one probably was a penalty.
Yeah,
but in the modern day,
he
probably is.
He gave a corner originally.
Yeah. But even that he got wrong. Do you know what I mean?
He gave a drop ball.
Yeah, exactly.
In their area.
Yeah. And you just think like those 2 penalties, I mean, I think they're both penalties. I think you can talk about which one you think is more or less. He was fouled both times.
Do you know what the problem is as well I've got, right? If you're going to say the referee, if he makes a split decision on a foul, we're not going to VAR. We're sticking with that. I'll go, all right then. I don't agree with that, fair enough. But there will be a situation this season where you will see a foul lesser than foul than that goes to VAR and a penalty is given. And it might be against United and you're going to go back to this game and go, oh, what about London Stadium? It's just, there's no consistency now. And whilst I do think the last couple of seasons it got silly. Yeah. There was one, I remember the Scousers against Crystal Palace, I think it was, where he's barely touched the kid and they did not give the goal. There was, I don't make it about Scousers, but the one against Leicester, again, Manny goes down, barely touched, he gets a penalty. It was just getting ridiculous. And we've had a couple where I've gone a bit soft. I'm not going to pretend we haven't. So I get it. And I felt the Euros, it flowed nicely, didn't it? There wasn't loads of stop-starting. There wasn't these 5-minute discussions over penalties or whatever. But now, if you are going to have the VAR as a thing, and we had it yesterday with John Moss against City, and he overturned his own decision, then you've got, if you're going to have it and use it, you've got to use it properly. Yeah. And to not even flag those up, to not even say to him, have a word or have a look again, sorry, you might have got this one wrong, I think it's just criminal. Harry's Kelman says, surely both are penalties when compared to Zuma's dive. Jack Lynch says the referees are relying too much on VAR now. It's ridiculous. But anyway, 3 points is all that matters. Very true. And I think I've read that one.
We're back to top of the league. Bloody well ought to be.
I don't think we are on goal difference, are we?
What? How can we not be top of the league on goal difference? Who's cheating? Oh, there's a shock.
Awful.
Well,
awful business.
If you look actually...
If we scored our 2 penalties that we should have got, we'd have been top of the league.
Yeah. Yeah,
fantastic.
Exactly. So it's... it's not what you call it. It's not even... all right, go on. Sorry, I'm getting messages here from Stephen.
Ignore them.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say.
Yes. I mean, you'd have took that, though, wouldn't you, after the first 5 games?
Yeah.
Just
replying as well. Should we go, Jay?
Yeah, I'm going to know 2 minutes, then we're going to go. Because I'm not just about super chats, me. I don't, Sorry, Mitty says I missed yours, Jay. Right, I will try and find it, mate, because I've had so many super chats that are just coming thick and fast. I will get into some of them, and then other people saying it as well. I'm sorry. We'll try and get into them. Get involved in the comments as well. Let us know what you think about the game. Who's your man of the match, Joe? I'll start with you while I look for my super chats that I've missed.
Man of the match, I don't know. I think Bruno actually was pretty good. And he played the full 90, didn't he? So that helped. I don't know. Maybe Wan-Bissaka. Maybe... I don't know. No one was obviously the best player, I don't think.
Yeah.
I think maybe Bruno, he did a lot and linked the ball together really well. But yeah, no real standouts for me, I don't think.
I think if Mason had been on the pitch for the full 90, he probably would have got it. I thought he was tremendous first half. But yeah, probably Wan-Bissaka. I thought he was great defensively. Bit of a contrast to Luke Shaw when the crosses came in that side. He closed them down, and he was good going forward as well. And he got, a few little tricks getting past people as well.
Bit of a concern that actually, Wan-Bissaka. Luke Shaw, and like the fact that Ollie called him out after the game, basically saying we're not closing crosses down. And there was, maybe not half a dozen, certainly 2, 3, 4 crosses today where he's just not near the man and he's just letting the ball get crossed in. Stood 5 yards away. And obviously, I want this to be positive and I don't want to be finding problems with something after we've won a game in the last minute. But yeah, just something to keep an eye on, I think, that with Luke Shaw, because he's had such a good sort of 8 months or 10 months now that it'd be a shame to see it slip away just through a lack of sort of willingness to do that little bit extra, because some of it just seemed a bit needless, doesn't it? It just, you can get to those and he's not.
If I've missed, I've been through all the super chats I can see, so if I've missed super chat, I apologise. Thanks for all your support as always. Loads of people saying Jake Turner saying David De Gea. I think he's just spamming there. Go and check out Stephen House is going live as well. You get his reaction. We're going to have a fan cam from him on this channel as well. We're going to have his reaction on this channel as well later on. Plus, we're going to have the reaction from the London Stadium. We're down at West Ham, so make sure you check that out as well. And if you've not done, go and check out Paddock merch. PaddockMerch.com. Are you wearing yours?
I ain't got anyone on today. I told you it's in the wash. My Bruno's in the wash.
Is that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, we'll have to get you one. We haven't given you one, have we? Bit rude, that,
Anything, do I?
Well, no, if you hadn't dumped me on the Academy review, then you might get more favours from me. Do you know what I mean? Like a jilted lover. Make sure as well you are subscribing to the channel. We've got over 600,000 subs. I want to get 700,000 by the end of the season. Joe Smith 93 is where you find him on socials. Is it Mr. David Pritt?
No, David J. Pritt.
Sorry, David J.
Or
Pritt.
David Pritt on Insta.
On Insta. Go and check him out. You know where to find me, Jay Morty. This has been the live review. Dave the Saviour. Jesse the Hero. Manchester United joint top of the league. What more do you want? Come on! Thanks for watching.